So we finally reached the topic with community-based enterprises. The objectives of that topic are to determine the nature and characteristics of the enterprises raised by the community and to provide examples from the practice of enterprises raised by the community. According to the 1995 definition of the International Cooperative Alliance, the term cooperative means as an anonymous association of persons voluntarily united for the purpose of meeting their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned and democratically controlled enterprise. This definition is also adopted in the ILO recommendation 193 of 2000 and the second year. The legal form has the following characteristics. First of all, the the organization is jointly owned, then democratically controlled by the people who work in it, trade through it or use its products or services of the members. And the organization can pursue almost any objective subject to the requirement that there is a common economic, social, or cultural need or interest shared by the members of the cooperative. An organization can distribute profits to the members. Community-based businesses use business to improve community life. They differ from private enterprise because their business activity is undertaken as a means of achieving benefit to society rather than personal gain. The main characteristic of public enterprises are that they strive to be community property. The assets belong to the community and cannot be sold off for personal financial gain. On the second place, community-led people who are local stakeholders in the area of benefit play a leading role in the enterprise. Third, community-controlled. The local community is represented on the board of directors and ensures that the enterprise is accountable to the community. Next, organization is able to generate profits or surplus that can be reinvested or distributed for the benefit of the community. Socially and ecologically responsible, deal with social and ecological problems in the area. And financially self-sufficient or on the way to becoming so. Community-based enterprises are also called social enterprises. The UK Department of Trade and Industry's definition of a social enterprise is a business with predominantly social purpose whose surplus and primarily reinvested for that purpose in the business or community rather than being driven by the need to maximize profit for shareholders or the owners. Community enterprises differ from micro-enterprises in some ways. Micro-enterprises are often small in scale, vulnerable to competition, undercapitalized, and unable to generate many jobs. They are usually owned by one owner or one family. Community-based businesses have the potential to scale, create more jobs, and return benefits to the community beyond those directly affected. They can be run as a worker-owned cooperative or a member-based association. In many parts of the world, there are community-based social enterprises involved in strengthening local economies. Community-based enterprises are designed by organizing their businesses activities around providing benefits to the community directly. They serve to ensuring targeted employment and cash income for marginalized group or people, adding value to agricultural production, stop to outflow of cash from the community by supplying products for local consumption, allocation of surpluses to community projects, use of surpluses to create more public enterprises. They are enabled to develop as economic decision makers and actively engage citizens. Because public enterprises involve stakeholders from across the community, they are better able to devise strategies to deal with competition and capitalization. They can be developed as part of local development, planned by local authorities and non-governmental organizations as well as community members. In front of you, you can see the following steps of creating community um, based social enterprise. The first step uh, to building community enterprises is to ask the following questions. What are the assets of our community that can be mobilized through enterprise development? What needs in our community can be met through business development? What different economic practices can be redirected to support enterprise development? And who is interested in volunteering time and energy to research and develop a corporate idea? Many business ideas can arise. It's helpful to brainstorm as many ideas as possible, including wild and out of the box ideas. Only in the process of research and development, these ideas will be tested to see which ones can be turned into reality. It is desirable to form an enterprise research and development group. These people will need to meet regularly to discuss how to see if a venture idea will come to fruition. This group will need to be committed enough to offer their voluntary labor in the enterprise development. There must be a study conducted. People will gravitate towards the ideas that are most interested in. They may need encouragement to think they can set up a study. Research involves talking to people, asking tough questions, asking for help, applying rational thinking, and keeping in mind the vision that communities can become enterprises. The study is best done by those interested in participating in public enterprise. Doing a similar study together gives people a chance to see how they can work with each other. Project feasibility study visits to similar enterprises on a larger scale and region to observe good practices. There can be interviews with local raw material suppliers to investigate supply volume, seasonality, prices and price fluctuation, quality issues. Next, researching potential markets, interviewing store owners at the local markets, interviewing other business who might buy the product, interviewing consumers directly. The last step is research on technical parameters for production and packaging. That step includes several points. First, there must be a discussion of possible ownership and management structures. To conduct study of government health regulations, study of different enterprise organizational structures or their legal requirements, discussion of various options for raising initial capital. All this information can be compiled into a business plan or business canvas. One of the provided tasks connected with the community-based enterprises is first to determine the nature and characteristics of the enterprises raised by the community And on second place, to provide examples from the practice of enterprises raised by the community. But before that, let me show you a video from Bulgaria, a typical community-based enterprise from the western part of Bulgaria. Enjoy the video.
Хората могат да научат много от пчелите. Освен символ на трудолюбие, те са и пример за единно, добре организирано и живеещо в хармония общество, в което всички индивиди работят за постигане на обща цел. Проект Пчела започва преди 4 години на територията на община Хайредин, районът с най-висока безработица в България. Целите му са да създаде възможности за професионална квалификация и да насърчи чрез заетост пълноценното включване на ромите в местната общност. Първата крачка за интегриране е създаването на поминък и самочувствие, че хората могат сами да се грижат за себе си и да виждат как плодовете на труда им са полезни за цялото общество. Идеята е на Сдружение Нов път, което през последните 5 години се превърна в една от водещите неправителствени организации в най-бедния регион на Европейския съюз. Сдружението участва в редица програми за социално подпомагане и е един от малкото екипи в България, които успяват да докажат на практика значимостта на социалното предприемачество и социалните иновации за развитието и интеграцията на уязвимите групи, въпреки липсата на системна и устойчива държавна подкрепа. Социално предприятие Пчела е създадено и се развива с помощта на платформа за създаване на проекти, инициатива на Институт Отворено общество за оптимален ефект от европейските фондове и оперативните програми за включването на ромите. В социално предприятие Пчела хора от различни уязвими групи се обучават на занаята пчеларство.
Включих се в проекта, защото видях възможност за развитие и на младите хора в една малка и бедна община.
За мен пчеларство до момента беше любителско начинание, но сега бих желал да започна да развивам самостоятелен бизнес.
Проектът, в който участвам, за мен и за другите е една възможност за справяне с безработицата в нашата община.
Най-силно мотивираните и добре справящи се с обучението получават кошери и менторска помощ за създаване на самостоятелни пчелни стопанства, а други се наемат да работят като пчелари в социалното предприятие. Екипът на Сдружение Нов път подкрепя своите курсисти през целия им път като пчелари. Те имат нужда от това, защото всяко успешно начинание познава и меда, и жилото на работата. Бъдещите им цели са да насърчат тяхното развитие, да създадат нови работни места, да развият и приложат нови модерни способи на обучение и, защо не, един ден от хайрединския мед да опитат и другаде в Европа. Мечтаят за организирано общество на пчеларите в региона и в България, в който всички да работят заедно и за общото благо. Така, както правят и пчелите.